Obama says there isn't even a smidgen of corruption when it comes to any evidence that the IRS improperly targeted conservative groups who applied for tax-exempt status. But there are plenty of skeptics, including a number of lawmakers, who want to know why the president is prejudging an investigation. There are multiple investigations, actually, that haven't even wrapped up yet. GOP Congressman Ron DeSantis was front and center during the latest Capitol Hill hearing this week into this matter. He joins us live now from his district in Florida. Congressman, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Shannon.
All right, I have to say that some of these stories that we heard of people who say they were targeted were very compelling, but they also seemed very shattered by the questions about why they haven't been contacted by investigators, why no one has come to hear their stories until they told them on Capitol Hill this week. What is your take on how these investigations are or aren't proceeding?
Well, it seems to me, Shannon, that basically this has been a sham investigation. When the allegations first came out, it was admitted misconduct by the IRS. No one disputed that. The president said it was serious. He'd get to the bottom of it. But unfortunately, as you said, no steps have really been taken to talk to these groups or these victims and to push ahead. Of course, nobody has been held accountable at all. And as that hearing pointed out, the Justice Department appointed a career employee, Barbara Bosserman, who is a max-out Obama donor. Now, you can donate to different candidates. It doesn't mean you can't be fair, but I think in this instance, when you have misconduct involving an administration targeting people who are dissenting from its policies, I think it would give people more confidence in the investigation if you had somebody other than a loyal foot soldier of the Army of Hope and Change.
Well, the president, in his interview ahead of the Super Bowl with our own Bill O'Reilly, as you heard there, said that there's not even a smidgen of corruption, and yet because these remain unresolved, because they are ongoing investigations, there are a lot of questions about whether the president's being briefed. Does he know something that the rest of us don't know? Are these investigations wrapped up? And all of those questions came up in the hearing this week, and some of your colleagues I know have signed on to a letter to the Attorney General asking if the president's being briefed, if not, why he's speaking out on something that has not yet been resolved. Do you think that the White House could salvage this, at least from a PR standpoint, by saying, listen, maybe we haven't handled this correctly. This is what we're going to do now? Because the president, as you mentioned, came out very forcefully in the beginning, on the front end of this, saying that he was outraged and that he would make sure that whatever happened with the IRS was accounted for and wouldn't happen again.
So here's the thing, Shannon. I think at this point, in order for the American people to have confidence in what's going on, there needs to be a special prosecutor appointed. And at first I thought maybe that wasn't necessary because we had Congress preceding the Justice Department. But now I think he needs to do that. And wouldn't it be good if he appointed a conservative Republican, if he really believes there's no corruption? Appoint a conservative Republican, let him go through the investigation, and if there's really a finding of that, then guys like me are going to be more likely to accept that. If he continues doing what's being done, people on our side of the aisle just aren't going to have confidence, and most of the American people are not going to have confidence in the outcome of the investigation.
All right, let's get real here for a second. What are the odds that that actually happens?
Well, look, I think in Congress, I think we should step up to the plate and say, it's our job to fund government agencies such as the IRS. We're going to have a chance to do these appropriations bills, and we should say a special prosecutor should be appointed and drop this new 501c4 rules, which essentially disadvantage conservative groups. And we're going to require that in order to fund the IRS. And then we'll see what the president has. But we got to use our power if we want to force some of these things to be dealt with appropriately.
All right. It's super quick. I just need a yes or no answer. Do you agree with one of the witnesses who testified this week that essentially a federal agency has been weaponized by the government to be used against its political enemies?
Figuratively speaking, I think when you look at the number of inquiries that this individual faced, I don't think that that was a coincidence, and I do think that individual was targeted.
All right, Congressman DeSantis, thank you very much. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.